Welcome back, traders, to the Jomo Crypto Trading channel where we talk all things crypto trading. And crypto trading it is. Today, we are going to talk about the state of OP and how to trade OP. OP, if anybody doesn't know, is a low cost and very lightning fast Ethereum layer 2 blockchain, right? Meaning it helps to scale up the Ethereum blockchain. How does it do that? With the help of Optimism. That's why this coin is called OP. Optimism is the project, meaning an optimism roll up. If you don't know what that means, better go to another channel because they know how to explain better, but I know how to explain the state of OP coin and how to trade it. So stay tuned as we dive right into it. All right, so this is the OP chart, right? This is the all-time chart from Binance. We can see that we have been trading this coin for already, let's see how many days, already 349 days ish, all right? So almost 1 year of trading, all right, since OP went live, all right? Not too shabby, is it? All right, now OP was a very hyped kind of situation because when it went out as a coin, when a token was distributed, there was a big hype around it. However, as we can see, what initially happened is that we actually broke down, all right? Let me just illustrate it for you over here. You can see that on the first day, all right, we broke down. We actually maybe had 1 day up and then started breaking down. The breakdown of, let's say, from the entry level was around 70%, all right, 70%, quite huge. Then we had an accumulation range that lasted, let's see, this is the accumulation range, right? We can say it's all this. The accumulation range, which lasted for about, let's say, was it looks like just over a month, 2 months, yeah, around 2 months. Now, if we just zoom in over here, one would have been able to trade this quite easily. How? If I remove this box, you will see that when I will just put this over here, a straight line, you will see, and let me just dive into it. You can see that inside the accumulation, right? Inside this accumulation range, we had a sort of a cup with handle, and I will illustrate this for you. We had this cup over here, all right? And then this is the handle, right? Now this is a pattern that many times new coins have. Now if you combine this cup with handle pattern and add to it this resistance that we broke over here with kind of a low risk entry pivot as well, which if you this is the breakout zone, you would have been able to, well, that's quite a steep 23%. But if we go to the hourly, we had less than 10% pivot over here. Now the breakout zone easy was over here, all right, and you would have been able to crush this trade for, let's see how much, over at least 100%. Let's leave this continuation pattern later, but around 100% only on this one trade on OP. Now we took it in our channel. This was a very lucrative trade back in the days. I remember it in July, right after we had a month or two of breaking down since May, Luna, Terra Luna, whatever. This was one of the biggest trades we had since all the shorting we had. Now this is in the past, all right? Since then, ways to go. We had a lot of price action occurring and some trading happening over here. Now we can see that we didn't even break out over here of this all-time high. So even that first time that we traded, this all-time high kind of stayed. We had maybe a small fake out over here, but then, all right, a small fake out, meaning the price went above a little bit, but then went down, breaking down below over here, which is perfect, okay? It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly normal. Happens many times. This was not a good trade to take. However, we enter to another accumulation phase, right? Accumulation phase is, again, when price just goes sideways. And after it goes sideways, again, we go into kind of a buying, okay, phase, which happened over here, which again gave us some trades to take. We can see that even if we waited for all around, enter around over here, again, another 130% just in a couple of weeks. So again, this is how it was traded, all right? This is how it was traded in the past. Let's take a look at it now, because what happened now is that we had a big move. We went to new all-time highs, right? Everything above this blue line was all-time highs. And actually, instead of just continuing blasting forcefully, we just had a small, move up and then just kind of a topping phase. You can see that this area is the reverse. This, all right, is the reverse of this. This is accumulation before a blast, and this was actually distribution before a breakdown, okay? So this is a topping phase, this is an accumulation phase, and of course this move up is a buying phase, let's call it, all right? It's a bit different, the names are a bit different than what I'm illustrating right now, but it doesn't really matter how we name it. At least you understand the meaning, right? The meaning is this was topping distribution. People were selling over here, not accumulating. People over here were accumulating. Now we broke down, we're down in these levels, okay? So again, let's take a look at the state of OP right now. And let me just remove all these past things that can hurt us in the eye a little bit, all right? So this we can remove. I'm going to leave this blue line over here because this blue line means the old all-time high, right? This is the old all-time high. Now, again, we had this past price action. Now we can see that we have this yellow line over here. This is the 30-week MA, right? And this red line is the 40-week MA, 200-day MA, 150 MA, okay? It depends if you want to go by weekly, daily, it doesn't really matter, okay? Now, we can see that both are sloping upwards, and we can see that the 150 is above the 200. That means we have an upwards momentum. So far, so good. However, you see price action over here. Price action is actually below the 200-day. As long as the price action lives below the 200-day, that means momentum can change and the sloping MAs, the MAs can slope and start shifting downwards. Now, if this happens, let's say something like this happens, all right, this means the momentum is going to shift downwards and price action is going to continue to the downside. All right. Now, this is one possibility of what can occur with OP. All right. I will talk about probabilities soon. However, another possibility is that we actually had this kind of price action just for a short while, and now we're going to go up, maybe revisit it a little bit, go up again, and then price continues. I don't know how long, and someday in the future we're going to break the new all-time high, which is actually this line over here. Let me remark the new all-time high is going to be from this top over here, exactly where I painted this X, and then we can trade a new breakout all-time high. Now again, I talked about this in this channel in the past, and I'm going to say it again. New all-time highs are the best trades usually one can take. If the market is good, it's even better, right? Even in bad markets, you can make a trade out of it. But in good markets, you can make a huge trade out of it. And in raging bull, you can just print money out of it. Now, it doesn't matter that it doesn't mean that we will need to wait until this happens. Now, we don't know when will this happen. Will it happen here? Will it happen here? Will it happen here? Okay, we do not know. Maybe it will happen even further down in the future, right? Which we can't see right now. We don't know when this will happen. So maybe we don't need to wait until then, until that happens, okay? Maybe, okay? Maybe we won't need to. But until then, we will need to see how price action actually happens, right? So we will need to see what OP does, if it goes down, if it goes up. If it goes up, what will it do exactly, right? Will it do what I painted over here? Or will it do something even more outrageous, like going boom like this, then tighten up, boom like this, tighten up, and then boom, break it out over here? Because if this happens, you might have a trade over here if you go past this high, right? But over here, and then add to it over here this all-time high breakout. So this is another possibility. Now, the probabilities in what I do believe are that we have future price action discovery for OP. I do think that $3.28 or $3.3, right? $3.3, all right, all-time high over here isn't the end of it. I think we're going to reach in the next bull market probably even to $50 or more, all right, on OP. But I don't have a crystal ball. I don't like to give predictions, but you know how whenever we reach that phase of crypto bull rage again, things just fly very fast and very strong, okay? So OP will probably, because it's a leader, it's one of those hyped coins, new coins that do have a good project behind them that a lot of people like, all right? Now, if a lot of people like, and it has a good project, meaning whales will love it as well. And there's a lot of utility how to use the project itself and the user tokenomics. That means that it will influence or to bring, right? It will lure in, as they say, many traders, long-term investors, and just plain users, okay? Now, this is very important to understand. Now, Again, another thing to understand is the dilution, all right, of OP. And we can actually go to CoinMarketCap and see that, but that's not for this video, all right? Because for this video, we just want to know how to trade it. But I will say this, the more we are diluted, the more we have overhead supply that we don't know that can come and come crushing above us. If it's VCs, probably they will sell sometimes on our heads, right? We're traders, so they will wait until there's a lot of liquidity and start selling. Early investors, right? And even their own, project employees and owners, right? Or creators, let's call them. They will as well want to sell it one day. When? Probably many, many, many times higher, and we have time for that. But you need to understand when that might happen, and I'm going to be here to tell you when it might happen. So, in summary, if we can say something in summary, we're going to say that. Summary. In summary, we're going to say that. 1. Yes, there is a future for OP. For OP. Sorry for that. There's a future for OP and a good one. Okay? 2. Why there's a future? Why? All right? This is a new coin. Okay? 3. It's a hyped coin. Right? 4. It has good fundamentals. All right? So all of these things and more are the pros, right? Not many cons on this coin, not many cons at all. Why? Because I'm one of the biggest believers in new type coins, right? New type coins. And yes, there is a future for OP. Why? It's a new coin. There's a lot of price discovery still to happen in this coin, right? You know how some charts, this will look eventually, the probability of this looking like this eventually is quite high. Meaning we will probably see this, what I told you, and then break out, and then break out, and eventually, this is just going to look like a small past chart, okay, just like this. And this will going to continue probably. Somehow maybe it's going to go come crashing here and then continue and on, and this is going to be, this is if you go to Axie Infinity, if you go to even AVAX, all Ethereum, Bitcoin, of course, if you go Doge, you go to all these charts, the initial phase, right, the initial phase of the new coin usually looks so small, even in hindsight, right? Even though if we zoom in to it right now, right, we zoom in, I do a reset on the chart, right, just like this looks huge. This looks like big moves, right? But in hindsight, the probability of it looking something like this is quite high, okay? So again, my summary for OP is bright future, but we need the right market conditions. No, this does not mean you need to buy OP and hold. I do not do that. I don't buy OP. I don't buy any asset and hold it because I think there's a good possibility of it continuing. That is not the way I trade. That is not how traders operate. We do not gamble. We use our edges. And if you want to understand my edge better, you can either go to past videos and understand it, or you can come visit me at my group and our community where I teach my doings, okay? That's up to you. If you want to go, perfectly fine. Less than $20 a month and you're down with me in the trenches, okay? Now, if you like this, push the button, subscribe to it, because I really want to show more and more videos. And I'm a human being. The more people are subscribed, the more I like it, right? I just like it where people are subscribed. I like the likes. I'm just human being, just like everyone else. And I do not have Instagram. The only way for me to receive this type of dopamine rushes is either from YouTube or even from Twitter. So you can go for my Twitter as well and be there for me. And if you like it, just come back. And even better, write in the comment, what do you want to hear more? Did you like this video or you didn't? You don't agree with me? Why don't you agree with me? If you agree with me, why do you agree with me? On the comment section. And if you want me to create a video on something else, tap that in the comment section as well. All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening and coming in today. Have a good one.